This is a replica of an antique phonograph we bought on off of Facebook, which we then proceeded to immediately take the guts out. This gorgeous crank mechanism, which I love, which I've decided I want to work into another prop somewhere. These things are great. I love the engineering on these suckers. Very pretty, and I like working at these gearworks. So we've fitted it with a soundboard, power distribution, a relay, and a breakout board for an Arduino Nano. Tom is making a cradle assembly for a wax cylinder, which will just basically be made out of a dowel that we will then put a resin cast fitting on top of to make it kind of feel like a waxy cylinder. When they put it in, it will trigger the reed switch, which will tell the controller on the inside to play a sound, which is running up through this little speaker here, which has just been wedged into the thing, so it'll sound like it's coming from the sound hole. It will also tell the motor to start spinning, and since the magnet on the other side of the dowel will connect to the motor, it will sort of lock in place. The motor will start spinning, and the wax cylinder will also start rotating in place to give it the illusion that it is in fact playing. And that's pretty much it. It doesn't open anything. It just gives them an audio clue for the next thing they need. It's a story-based recording of the main character they're investigating talking to his son. It's an old memory. But then they need that information contextually to go solve another puzzle elsewhere. It would have been a lot easier just to have the reed switch trigger and have no actual animation on it, but it's just, I think having the actual spindle moving, I mean, that illusion is just going to make it that little extra. So much of the stuff that we use is like sourced from other places. We'll either thrift or stoop or buy off of a place just to repurpose. So there's a lot. We've been taking apart a lot of like old pieces from like vintage eras and stuff. So it's been really fun to take those things apart and like see how they're engineered, what the different construction techniques were, the different hardware that gets used. Right? It's been a lot of fun.
It would be fun if the actor could go on and off. Yeah,
and then turn the music on, and that could trigger the opening. That could trigger show control. So we could do it that way.
We could do it that way. That'd be fun. In one of our shows, there is music playing that is recorded actual music as opposed to like background music. And one of the things we wanted to do is like, okay, you're here, but why are you hearing music? You're hearing music. This is the radio.
I tend to be one of those artists that kind of wants to just like dig through the trash and find something. Oh, okay, well, what is this really? Well, like, what does this want to become? Sort of thing. I learned early on in my career trying to create these things that there is sort of a natural state that things want to be. I very quickly will start talking about, well, what does this moment want to be? What does this prop want to be? What does this lighting cube want to be? Like there's a natural resting state that just sort of feels right, and it's less about fabricating it and more about finding it.
I think it's important that we get this out because then you can uplight that easy.
That's true. But you would want to backlight it though, so you can see these things. I think if you uplight it, it might not. Well, we'll have to test.
If we want to backlight it, we got to take out a whole bunch of crap. I can do this probably in 15 minutes with a, driver, but I don't want to damage something this nice any more than it already is damaged. Pieces like this, anything that's historical, it has not worked for years and has been sitting in the barn. So it's not like we're gutting something that could theoretically, functionally be used again. Both Christian and I feel very much that we shouldn't be tearing apart pieces that could theoretically be fixed. It was us or the junkyard. To use the trite cliche, they don't make them like they used to. Probably because this is a massive fire hazard. See what we can save from it, see what we can't. All of this stuff is going to get used and put in other places and made to look like different machines. But currently we're probably going to leave it like this. Sand on the top, buff it, get everything looking nice and clean. A little more like it just came out of the factory and a little less like it just came out of the barn.